Welcome to The Hustle Season 3, Hagues, Dubai. I'm very excited to be interviewing this season the most amazing entrepreneurs here and founders that have created 7, 8-figure businesses that are in an international league on the world stage. So tune in to hear some amazing advice, wisdoms, and tips on how to hustle hard. I'm so excited to be here today, The Hustle Season 3. On Palm Jumeirah, Dubai, with one of the most amazing entrepreneurs that just shows what hustling and founding amazing businesses is all about. #1 fitness trainer in the world. Welcome to Josef Rakich.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
So exciting. So much success, and you do so many different things. But how did it all begin for you?
Yeah, so it began a very long time ago. I guess growing up, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I was always lost and confused. But my passion was sport and my passion was fitness. So I found my passion for the gym pretty early on. I loved training. I loved dieting. I loved watching my body transform and change. And because that was my passion, I just started posting all this content online. My before and after images. And I started, to build a bit of a following on the bodybuilding forums. People started asking me for help with meal plans and workout programs. From there, it just grew. Social media came around, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I started putting my content on there, and I guess just being consistent and doing that over time, I just built a following. And once I built a following, all I pretty much did is just provided them with my knowledge on what I learned and just put my passion online, and it just grew from there.
Wow, exploded. And you do quite a few different things at the moment. Tell us about some of your other businesses as well.
Yeah, so I do many different things, but the main thing that I focus on is fitness. That's my background. I help people get in shape through my meal plans and workout programs. Done this for a long time. Had over 190,000 people join my fitness app. Obviously, that would be impossible to do if I was manually creating all these meal plans and workout programs. But I knew I wanted to scale my business and help as many people as possible. So in order to do that, I had to create some software. The software is called Macroactive. And essentially what the software is, it is software that automates the generation of custom meal plans and custom workout programs. Once we can automate that, I can then pretty much onboard any number of clients that I want while still keeping all the meal plans and workout programs 100% personalized to them and their goals. Once I was able to do that, I was then able to 100x my business. And all I could focus on was just front end and providing value. Was able to do that. And then I thought, how can I use this to help other people doing what I do? So that is when we created a new company and we white labeled the software. Now we help other online trainers. We build them a website, we build them an app, and then we help them scale their business. Aside from that, I've got a supplement line, pre-workouts, fat burners, and we pretty much use that as an upsell to all of my clients that join my app. I had a business coaching business where I pretty much just teach people what I've learned over the last 10, 12, 15 years. And then I've done a bit of affiliate marketing as well.
Wow, you sound very busy.
24/7.
You're the
But
king
I
of
enjoy it and
keto.
I love it.
King of keto.
Yes, I love keto.
Yeah, and your social media is amazing. What do you think have really been the keys to your success?
It definitely comes down to consistency. Being consistent, I think, would be one of the biggest factors that has, allowed me to reach where I am right now. A lot of people, they do something for a period of time. Maybe it's 2 weeks, maybe it's 2 months, and they fall off. But I think I've just been consistent for so many years. It's just had a compounding effect. So I would say the #1 takeaway is be consistent.
Yeah, I think that's a really good piece of advice. But also you strike me as somebody who's very disciplined. Like you keep yourself in amazing shape. And I think that does require a lot of discipline. But also, don't you think it starts in the mind?
100%. Everything starts in the mind. And you have to visualize what you want to achieve first. And you just have to be logical as well and understand that in order to achieve XYZ, you have to do XYZ. And a lot of people, they know what they should be doing, but they don't go and do it, even though it's just pretty common sense.
That's so true, isn't it? Actually sticking to something. But I love that you also add so much value. But also, what I love about your brand and your business is I've always seen you giving back. Like you're always giving back to your community, which I really love. What do you think is your why? What drives you?
Yeah, I think my why is just about one, helping others and seeing how many people I can help worldwide, because the bigger impact that I can make, the better it actually makes me feel. You know, if I can help one life, it makes me feel good, but if I can help 10, it makes me feel even better. So if I can help 100,000 or a million, the impact that it's going to provide will make me feel good. So I think my why is just getting people results, having people happy with the results that they get, and that's what drives me every day. And doing so, in order to achieve that, I have to get better. So I have to go through self-progression, which is something that I think keeps us alive.
Absolutely. That's why I love business. I think it's like a survival of the fittest, like Hunger Games.
100%.
You have to keep leveling up your mindset and evolving. Otherwise, your business will never grow. It will hit a ceiling and you don't go to the next level. So you've moved out to Dubai. So that really puts you in that international league on the world stage. Why Dubai for you and your business?
I think Dubai has many benefits. I think it's the best city in the world. Obviously, it's safe. It is, I think, the best place in the world to meet people, to network, to connect, to collab, to create content. And it just opens up so many opportunities and so many different doors where New Zealand, where I'm from, even though it's a beautiful country and I got friends and family there, it's just hard to grow. It feels like you're a little bit trapped in the box. It's hard to meet people. No one really visits New Zealand, where Dubai, even if they're not from Dubai, it's the center of the world. They're always coming through at some point, so I can connect with them. I can collab, create content. So just the doors that it opens up, I think, is the main reason why I moved here. But obviously, there is no tax here as well, so that's just a bonus and a cherry on top.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think the government is so smart. And I love the economic agenda. They're on track to be the most livable city 2040. But also like 10,000 investors are coming per month, millionaires, billionaires. Do you feel like you have expanded, like your thinking has expanded by being around other, like-minded people and people that are even operating at the next level here?
Definitely, because you have default settings and your default settings adjust to who you're around and the ways that they speak and what they speak about. And if you're around people, that are just talking about the weekend and partying and that, by default, your energy drops down to that level. But coming to Dubai, because it's such a hustle culture and everyone's here trying to level up and, achieve personal development and personal growth, they're all talking about new businesses, ideas, and just being around that energy by default raises your energy up and makes you give more. So I think it's very important to establish yourself in the right area and surround yourself with the right people.
Absolutely. It's so important, isn't it, when you're really trying to grow. And what's the toughest thing that you've ever been through, had to overcome?
I don't know if I can single it down to one specific thing, because there's struggles every single day, and every single day it's just a whole lot of problems, and I feel like I'm constantly just putting out fires. I can't really single one thing out, but I think to do well in business or to be good in business, it's just how much stress you can handle. And just keep pushing forward, Like, I think I have huge amounts of stress, and I know that I'm super stressed, but at the same time, I love and enjoy that, because I know that that is me progressing in some way or another. So I can't put it down to one single thing. It's just every day there's problems and there's stress and there's things that you have to overcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Just finding solutions.
Yeah, and it could be something so simple like your payment gateway not working. And that's just an instant problem that you have to solve right away. And it's just something day after day after day.
How do you think you've created a really fulfilling life for yourself?
I've created a fulfilling life by doing what I love and doing what I enjoy and chasing my passion. And I think that's the only way to have a fulfilling life. You have to do what you love and what you enjoy. If you're in a job that you don't love and that you don't enjoy, while you're there, you just want to leave. You want your lunch break to come, or you want it to be the end of the day to clock out, or you're looking forward to the weekend. And if you think about it, work is majority of our life. It fills up a huge part of our life. So why would you want to do something that you don't enjoy? You should, no matter what, look for what it is that you're interested in, what your hobbies are, what your passions are, and try to base your career around that. And if you do that, you'll do 1,000 times better than going for the job that pays the most money. And if you follow the job that, is in line with what you believe in and your passion, by default, you'll end up making more money because you actually love it. So you put in more effort and put in more work.
Yeah, that's so true. We spend so much of our time at work. It's so important to love what you do.
And so many people want to be like an entrepreneur because they want to work for themselves and they want to work on their own schedule and they don't want to have to start at this time and finish at this time. But I guess being an entrepreneur, you end up working 10 times more than if you're working a 9 to 5 anyway. So you have to love whatever it is that you do.
Have you always been a risk taker?
No, I don't think so. I think I've been pretty safe, but you have to learn that you have to take risks in life in order to get to the next level. And if you don't take risks, you're essentially taking the biggest risk by staying in the same place.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's why calculated risks are so important. But I think, like you're saying, a lot of people say, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to make, multi-seven figures and all the rest of it. It's like amazing. Yes, go after that dream. Like everything's possible, but get it clear, reverse engineer a plan and then start taking steps. Like execution is so important, but also be ready for the stress as part of the territory.
100%.
Like you were saying, like lots of people look at your life online, but it comes with sacrifices and it also comes with risks, calculated risks. And it's just awesome though to see you just doing so many different things at such a high level from New Zealand, here in Dubai, but in an international league. It's absolutely incredible as, one of the top fitness trainers in the world. Like, do you feel like you envisaged this? Like, was it on your vision board? Did you feel like you manifested some of this when you were younger?
Thank you very much for that. At the start, no, I didn't. I admittedly just kind of fell into, what I'm doing. But very early on in that process is when I learned that, you have to visualize what you want and you have to hold that in your mind and you have to work towards that and you have to, manifest and all of that stuff, sorry. So 100% at some point, but at the very early stages, I literally just started doing what I loved and what I enjoyed. I had no idea that it would get to what it is, but I just put in that work every day, day after day, and it grew and it grew. And then once I saw some results and I saw some potential, that is when that light bulb switch went off in my head. Oh, maybe I could take it to this level. And then I started having these visions on what I could achieve. And then I started having these goals and putting these goals in place and then putting a plan in place that I can work towards and execute. But from the very start, when I was a personal trainer in the gym, I honestly didn't even have a plan. I just fell into it more so by chasing my passion.
And how amazing now that you've got the systems, the processes, the infrastructure for scalability, and how cool, like with the white label, like now you're helping other fitness trainers build their businesses. But what do you think has been like the biggest lesson that you've learned in business to date?
The biggest lesson that I've learned in business would be whatever you think it takes or requires to achieve that, you're probably going to have to put in 10 times more effort and work in order to achieve that. Also, I think a big problem that a lot of people have in business is they have ideas, but they don't execute on that. And I know, I guess that could have been one of my problems at the early stages. I had all these ideas. Oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to do that. But it wasn't until, I started thinking logically that, okay, I have to put a plan in place. I have to have some action steps in place and what I have to do to achieve that. So I think having a plan and executing at a high level is one of the biggest keys and the biggest lessons that you can do. Execution above everything. Move fast, almost less thinking and more action.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also people get hung up on something having to be perfect, especially when founding something or doing a new startup. And it's like, definitely have a clear idea and goal, but also you can tweak and adjust as you go because time is also money.
100%. And I see that so often, with my software company, Macroactive, we build the apps and the websites for fitness trainers. They worry so much about little things that don't matter. Oh, this needs to change before I go live. The wording needs to change before I go live. Actually, I don't like that color. I want it to be this color. You just have to move forward. Launch.
Do it. Yeah.
Change later. Launch early, change later. And yeah, I think the biggest problem that most people have is they actually think too much, where I like to think less and just take more actionable steps.
I love that. You got to dive in the deep end, don't you? At any moments throughout this journey, did you feel the fear?
Not really. I guess I've always had fear that, this might not work and things could go wrong, but I just try and keep such a positive mindset that's so far in the back of my head that all I'm focusing on is the positive result. And I think if you're always thinking of the negatives, even though you should be aware of what can go wrong, if you focus too heavily on what can go wrong, you'll attract that happening and your energy will start to shift there. So I just focus on what I want and just go 100% to that.
I love that. Channeling your energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so important. So what are your daily rituals?
Honestly, I don't have any daily rituals, really. I don't do...
You work out though, right? Like working out, is that kind of your meditation?
Yep. So I'm not into all of these crazy morning routines. My morning routine is literally wake up very early and have coffee. That's as far as my morning routine will really go. And I think too many people spend so much time on their morning routine trying to perfect their morning routine so they're in the optimal state so that they can work. Where they've spent all that time in their morning routine when I've already done an hour's worth of deep work. So my best thing for me to be productive is just wake up early, have coffee, and I don't complicate it. Keep it simple, keep it basic, and then I just focus on deep work. The only thing that I really struggle with that would break my routine is waking up late.
So what time do you wake up? 5
About 5, yeah.
And is that because you're clear-headed,
Yep.
quiet, you get to jump on the day?
Yes.
5 a.m. club.
5 a.m. club, yeah. And if let's just say I wake up at 8, I feel so behind. I feel I haven't done anything and I just feel on the back foot. But if I wake up at 4:30 or 5 and I've done, 2 hours worth of deep work before anyone else is up, I just feel like I've stacked all these wins. So the rest of the day, I just keep winning. So for me, the biggest hack, waking up early, having coffee. Outside of that, I don't worry anything about my morning routine. Too many people get too caught up in it.
How many times do you work out a week?
6 days a week.
Resistance training.
Yep.
Wow.
6 days a week.
And you love it.
I love it.
I wish I loved it. I love it because of how it makes me feel and look. But you're genuinely passionate about it. I wish I had that for fitness.
Yeah.
I have that passion for business.
Yeah. And hey, it takes time, and I guess there was one point where I didn't love it. We had gym class at school, but I didn't like it at school, so I always forgot my gym clothes. So I didn't like weights, but I randomly somehow found the passion for it. And I think that passion came from when I started to see results and see my physique change. And then I realized the more work I put in the gym, the more results I'm going to get back. And then that same mindset I applied to business. The more work and the more pain and the more stress I can go through, the better the results are.
Yeah, and health and fitness is so important. I think that you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
And so getting your nutrition and working out and feeling good about yourself, your frequency and your vibe is so much higher and you actually achieve more.
100%.
And you're helping people every day actually transform their lives, transform their mindsets and their habits.
Yeah, and it just makes you feel good as well. Like once you've been to the gym and you've been on track with your diet, you feel good, you feel confident. And if you feel good and you feel confident, that energy is going to transition into everything else that you do.
Absolutely. Now, I'm dying to talk about your proposal that went viral. Absolutely amazing. It was so cool. I think that a lot of guys can take notes from that proposal. So how long did it take you to come up with that plan?
I can't actually remember, but I think maybe 8 or 10 months, maybe even.
Are you always been like a real romantic guy?
I don't know. You have to ask my wife that, I guess.
That was so cool. You just wanted to do something.
Yeah, I just wanted to do something different, something big. And I honestly don't know how I came to that idea. It was just the most crazy thing I could think of at the time. So then I had a meeting, with my team, and I said, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to plan. I've got to keep it a secret. And then I had the right people that could help me execute each step. And yeah, we made it happen.
Oh, it's so cool. I'm sure if you haven't gone and seen it, everyone has to go look it up on YouTube. It's such a special moment.
Thank you.
And it's awesome to see you, with your team and married and creating this incredible life. So what would be your best piece of advice to, people out there that are maybe wanting to start a business or entrepreneurs that are wanting to go to the next level?
For anyone out there that wants to start a business, I know this sounds like super obvious, but you have to start. And that is where everyone gets stuck. It's starting because they're trying to do X, Y, Z before starting. But you just have to start and, lay a brick at a time, and eventually you'll get there. So decide what it is that you want to do, decide what the business is, and just put all that effort, put all that energy into actually starting. Because if you don't start, then nothing's going to happen. But you have to take that first initial step for that snowball to start rolling. And then it's just going to grow over time.
Absolutely. And you said consistency before, but you have a huge social media following. What other kind of things do you think have contributed to that reach, like collaborations online?
Yeah, so definitely consistency. But outside of consistency, yes, collaborations can help. But I think a lot of it comes down to just value that you can provide. So if you're creating content and the main focus is to just provide people with value, then they're going to find something from that. So they're going to want to follow you or subscribe to you and watch future content that you post. So I think the number one takeaway is just provide as much value as you can and then be excessive with that.
Yeah, amazing. And that gives you such an impact now having that, reach online. And is that where the majority of your fitness clients come from?
Yeah, so I'm on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube. And I think, if you're putting content on one platform, you may as well just put it on the other platforms as well and just trying to grow as much as you can, because all these different platforms have different audiences. And if you can build an audience, it's essentially the best thing that you can have to, grow your business, because without eyes, you're not going to be able to sell anything. So if you can focus on just building your social media presence across all of the social media platforms, it's going to give you the best head start in whatever business it is that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a powerful tool, isn't it? Unbelievable.
And if you think about it, many years ago, we didn't have this opportunity. To be known, you had to either run ads on TV, be on the TV, be in a magazine, or on the radio.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you didn't really have a chance to sell anything because you didn't have that audience. But now we've all got one of these. Everyone's got internet. We've got this in our hand every day, 24/7. So it has given everyone the opportunity to create their own TV channel or their own magazine and just build your personal brand. And the bigger you can build your personal brand, the more impact you can have, and then you can monetize it with whatever your passion or beliefs are.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great piece of advice. And okay, a few quick fire questions to end today.
Yep.
So 3 guests, dead or alive, that you'd want to invite to a dinner party.
Elon Musk. I think I could learn a lot from him, just the way he thinks. Second would be Kobe Bryant. He's dead, but I would love to just understand his mind and his work ethic, because I know he works so hard. Third person, I probably wouldn't learn anything from him, but it would just be cool to have dinner with him, because I guess I'd be pretty starstruck, would be Eminem.
Yeah, he's a pretty amazing rapper, isn't he?
But I don't think I could learn anything from him. Where Elon Musk and Kobe Bryant, I could. The dinner with Eminem would just be something I'd want to do.
I love it. Okay, number 1 podcast.
Probably Joe Rogan. It's what I've listened to most over the years. Yeah, Joe Rogan, I'll lock in with that.
Favorite book?
Honestly, I'm not much of a book reader, believe it or not. But if I could put it down to one book, I would say probably The Secret, because, you know, you have to visualize what you want. You have to manifest that. So yeah, I'll lock in with The Secret.
I love The Secret, the book and the movie by Rhonda Byrne. Yeah, it's amazing. Fantastic.
It's probably like the first thing that anyone should read or get started with, you know?
Yes.
It's like the most important, it's like the first piece of the puzzle that you put down.
Yeah, I agree for your psychology and mindset, 100%. And your best travel experience?
Best travel experience? Oh, I've had a lot. I've gone to many different places, but I'd probably have to say One Foot Island in Atataki. It was probably the most beautiful paradise place I've been to. Blue water, crystal clear. Yeah, that was my favorite.
Amazing. Okay, cool. And where does everybody have to go to connect with you? I'm sure lots of people already follow you online, but you've also got some free keto guides at the moment people can go and download.
Yep, so I'm on all social media platforms. If you just search my name, Josef Rakich, you should be able to find me somewhere. And yeah, if you need help with meal plan or workout program, I've got lots of free stuff available. Free keto guide. If you click the link in my bio on any platform, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you'll better find all those resources there.
And what are you most excited for 2025?
I am most excited for just more personal growth and, you know, building my businesses up and helping more people achieve their goals through fitness and health. And yeah, just growing overall as a person.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. It's just incredible to see your journey and the trajectory that you're on. And it's an amazing inspiration for so many people. So thank you for all of your advice and wisdom today.
No worries. And thank you very much for having me. It's been great and a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for listening and watching this episode of the Hustle Podcast. I hope that it inspires and empowers you to get your hustle game on hard to build your business. You can connect to more free trainings at Natalie Williams Coach on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I would love to help you build a powerful life and your dream business. Visit nataliewilliamscoach.com.